I will look at the light of the sun this last time. I wish from that blue sky the white wolf of lightning would leap and burst my skull and my brain, and like a burning babe cling to these breasts. Someone is here. I did not know I had visitors. Women of Corinth, if anything has been spoken too loudly here, consider that I believed I was alone, and I have some provocation. You've come, let me suppose, with love and sympathy to peer at my sorrow. I understand well enough that nothing is ever private in a Greek city. Whoever withholds anything is thought sullen or proud. Undemocratic, I think you call it. This is not always just. But we know that justice, at least on earth, is a name, not a fact. And as for me, I wish to avoid any appearance of being proud. Of what? Of affliction. I will show you my naked heart. You know that my Lord Jason has left me and made a second marriage with a bright-haired child of wealth and power. I, too, was a child of power, but not in this country. And I spent my power for love of Jason. I poured it out before him like water. I made him drink it like wine. I gave him success and fame. I saved him his precious life, not once, many times. You may have heard what I did for him. I betrayed my father for him. I killed my brother to save him. I made my own land to hate me forever. And I fled west with Jason in the Greek ship under the thunder of the sail, weeping and laughing. That huge journey through the Black Sea and the Bosphorus where the rocks clang together, through the Sea of Marmara and through the Hellespont, watched by the spearmen of wealthy Troy, and home to Greek water. His home. My exile. My endless exile. And here I have loved him and borne him sons. And this man has left me and taken Creon's daughter to enjoy her fortune and put aside her soft yellow hair and kiss her young mouth.
She is pitiable. She is under great injuries.
I do not know what other women. I do not know how much a Greek woman will endure. The people of my race are somewhat rash and intemperate. As for me, I want simply to die. But Jason is not to smile at his bride over my grave. Nor that great man Creon hang wreaths and make a feast day in Corinth, or let the wreaths be bright blinding fire, and the songs a high wailing, and the wine blood.
Daughter of sorrow, beware. It is dangerous to dream of wine. It is worse to speak of wailing or blood. For the images that the mind makes find a way out. They work into life.
Let them work into life.
There are evils that cannot be cured by evil. Patience remains, and the gods watch all.
Let them watch my enemies go down in blood.
Medea, beware. Some great person is coming. It is Creon himself.
He is dark with anger. Oh, my lady, my child, bend in this wind and not be broken.
You have admirers, I see. Abate your pride. These people will not be with you where you are going. Medea, woman of the stone forehead and hate-filled eyes, I have made my decision. I have decided that you must leave this land at once and go into banishment, you with your children. I intend to remove a root of disturbance out of the soil of Corinth. I am here to see to it. I will not return home until it is done.
You mean banishment?
Exile, banishment. Go where you may, Medea, but here you abide no more.
I with my children.
I will not take them away from you.
Because we have suffered evil, we are to suffer more evil. Death was my wish.
You'll not be hindered. You can have death while there are ropes to hang by or waves to drown in. Only make haste and leave this land.
The children, my lord.
What are you muttering?
I am praying to my gods for wisdom, and you for mercy. My sons are still very young, tender and helpless. You know, my lord, what exile means. To wander with fear and famine for guide and driver through all the wild winter storms and the rage of the sun, and beg a bread crust and be derided, pelted with stones in the villages, held a little lower than the scavenger dogs, kicked, scorned, and slaved. The children, my lord, are Jason's children, your chosen friend, I believe, and now even closer bound. And as for me, your servant, O master of Corinth, what have I done? Why must I be cast?
I will tell you frankly. Because you nourish rancorous ill will toward persons whom I intend to protect, I send you out before you've time to do harm here. You are notorious for occult knowledge, sorcery, poisons, magic. You threaten my daughter, you have to go. Make ready quickly. I have a guest in my house. I should return to him.
What guest? Oh, my lady, ask him who is the guest. If powerful and friendly, he might be a refuge to us in bitter exile.
I know that your will is granite, but even on the harsh face of a granite mountain, some flowers of mercy may grow in season. Have mercy on my little sons, Creon, though there is none for me. Sire, grant me a few hours yet, one day to prepare in, one little day, before I go out of Corinth forever.
No. I told you the day is today and the hour is now.
There are no flowers on this mountain. Not one violet, not one anemone. Your face, my lord, is like flint. If I could find the right words, if some god would lend me a touch of eloquence, I'd show you my heart. They call mercy the jewel of kings. I am praying to you as to one of the gods. Destroy us not utterly. To go out with no refuge, nothing prepared, is plain death. I would rather kill myself quickly and here. If I had time but to ask the slaves and strolling beggars where to go, how to live. And I must gather some means, one or two jewels and small gold things I have, to trade them for bread and goat's milk. Oh, wretched, wretched, wretched I am. I and my boys. I beseech you, Creon, by the soft yellow hair, the cool, smooth forehead, and the white knees of that young girl who is now Jason's bride. Lend me this inch of time. One day, half a day, for this one is now half gone, and I will go my sad course and vanish in the morning, quietly as dew that drops on the stones at dawn and is dry at sunrise. You will never again be troubled by any word or act of mine, and this I pray you for your dear child's sake. Oh, Creon, what is half a day in all the rich years of Corinth?
Take it then. Make your preparations. But if tomorrow sun shines on you here, Medea, you die.
Unhappy Medea, what haven, what sanctuary, where will you wander? Which of the gods, Medea, drives you through waves of woe, the mooring broken, the hawsers and the anchorhead, hopeless from harbor?
This man, this barking dog, this galled fool. Gods of my father's country, you saw me low on my knees before the great dog of Corinth, humble, holding my heart in my hands for a dog to bite. Break this dog's teeth! Women, it is a bitter thing to be a woman. A woman is weak for warfare. She must use cunning. Men boast their battles, I tell you this, and we know it. It is easier to stand in battle 3 times in the front line in the stabbing fury than to bear one child. And a woman, they say, can do no good but in childbirth. It may be so. She can do evil. She can do evil! I wept before that tall dog. I wept my tears before him. I degraded my knees to him. I gulled and flattered him. Oh, triple fool! He has given me all that I needed. A little time, a space of time. Death is dearer to me than what I am now. And if today, by sunset, the world has not turned, and turned sharp too, let your dog Creon send 2 or 3 slaves to kill me and a cord to strangle me. I will stretch out my throat to it. But I have a bitter hope, women. I begin to see light through the dark wood, between the monstrous trunks of the trees, at the end of the tangled forest, an eye-hole, a pinpoint of light. I shall not die, perhaps as a pigeon dies, nor like an innocent lamb that feels a hand in its head and looks up from the knife to the man's face and dies. No, like some yellow-eyed beast that has killed its hunters. Let me lie down on the hounds' bodies and the broken spears. Then how to strike them? What means to use? There are so many doors through which painful death may glide in and catch. Which one? Which one?
Look who is coming. I see the sunlight glitter on lance heads. It is Jason.
Where is Medea?
There, mourning for what you have done.
Is there another dog here?
So, Medea, you have once more affronted and insulted the head of Corinth. This is not the first time I've seen what a fool anger is. You might have lived here happily, secure and honored, I hoped you would, by being just a little decently respectful toward those in power. Instead, you had to go mad with anger and talk yourself into exile. To me, it matters little what you say about me, but rulers are sensitive. Time and again, I've smoothed down Creon's indignation. Then you, like a madwoman, like a possessed imbecile, wag your head and let the words flow again. You never ceased from speaking evil against him and his family. So now you've got it. Call yourself lucky, Medea, not to get worse than exile. In spite of all this, I have your interest at heart, and I'm here to help you. Exile's a bitter business. I want to make some provision for you. I wish you no harm, although you hate me. And in particular the children, my sons, our sons. You might have been decent enough to have thought of our sons.
Did you consider them when you betrayed this house?
Certainly I considered them.
Ah!
It was my hope that they would grow up here, and I, having married power, could protect and favor them. And if perhaps after many years I become dynast of Corinth, for that is Creon's desire to make me his heir, our sons would have been a king's sons. I hope to help them wherever they go, but now, of course, must look forward to younger children.
Ah! It's enough! It is likely that something might happen to the bride and the marriage.
I'll guard against it, but evidently Creon is right to be rid of you.
Have you finished now? I thought I would let you speak on and spread out your shamelessness before these women, the way a Tyrian trader unrolls his rare fabrics. Do you like it, ladies? It is the dog's daughter's husband. It is a brave person. It has finally got up its courage, with a guard of spears, to come and look me in the face. Oh, Jason, how have you pulled me down to this hell of vile thoughts? I did not used to talk like a common woman. I loved you once, and I am ashamed of it. But there are some things that ought to be remembered by you and me. That blue day when we drove through the Hellespont into Greek Sea, and the great-shouldered heroes were singing at the oars, and those birds flying through the blown foam. That day was too fine, I suppose, for Creon's daughter's man to remember. But you might remember whether I cheated my father for you and tamed the fire-breathing, brazen-hoofed bulls, and whether I saved your life in the field of the teeth. And you might remember whether I poisoned the great serpent and got you the golden fleece, and fled with you, and killed my brother when he pursued us, making myself abominable in my own home. And then in yours I got your enemy, Peleus, hacked to death by his own daughter's hands. Whatever these fine Corinthian friends of yours may say against my rapid and tricky wisdom, you it has served. You it has served well. Here are 5 times, if I've counted right, and halls not counted, where your adventure would have been dusty death if I'd not saved you. But now you think your adventures are over. You are safe and high-placed in Corinth, and will need me no more. It is a bit of a dog, isn't it, women? It is well qualified to sleep with a dog's daughter. But for me, Jason, me, driven by the hairy snouts from the quadruped marriage bed, what refuge does your prudent kindness advise? Shall I fly home to Colchis to put my neck in the coil of a knotted rope for the crimes I served you with? Or shall I go and kneel to the daughters of Peleus? They would indeed be happy to lay their hands on my head, holding the very knives and the cleavers that carved their sire. The world is a little closed to me, huh? By the things I have done for you.
I see, Medea. You have been a very careful merchant of benefits. You forget none, you keep a strict reckoning. But some little things that I on my side have done for you ought to be in the books, too. As, for example, that I carried you out of the dirt and superstition of Asiatic Colchis into the rational sunlight of Greece and the marble music of the Greek temples. Is that no benefit? And I have brought you to meet the first minds of our time and to speak as an equal with the great heroes and the rulers of cities. Is that no benefit? And now this grievous thing that you hate me for, that I have married Creon's young daughter, little Creusa. Do you think I did it like a boy or a woman out of blind passion? I did it to achieve power here, and I'd have used that power to protect you and our sons. But your jealous madness has muddled everything. And finally, as to those acts of service you so loudly boast, whom do I thank for them? I thank divine Venus, the goddess who makes girls fall in love. You did them because you had to do them. Venus compelled you. I enjoyed her favor. A man dares things, you know. He makes his adventure in the cold eye of death. And if the gods care for him, they appoint an instrument to save him. If not, he dies. You were that instrument.
Here it is, the lowest, the obscene dregs, the slime and the loathing. You had better go, Jason. Vulgarity is a contagious disease, and in a moment what could I do but spit at you like a peasant or curse you like a drunken slave? You had better take yourself back to little Creusa.
I came to help you and save you if possible.
Your help is not wanted. Go, go!
If I could see my boys...
Go, quickly!
A little love is a joy in the house. A little fire is a jewel against frost and darkness.
A great love is a fire that burns the beams of the roof. The doorposts are flaming and the house falls. A great love is a lion in the cattle pen. The herd goes mad, the heifers run bawling, and the claws are in their flanks. Too much love is an armed robber in the treasury. He has killed the gods, and he walks in blood.
Annihilation. The word is pure music. Annihilation. To annihilate the past is not possible, but its fruit in the present can be nipped off. Am I to look in my son's eyes and see Jason's forever?
Women hate war, but men will wage it again. Women may hate their husbands, and sons their fathers, but women will never hate their own children.
If I should go into the house with a sharp knife to the man his bride. No, I have subtler means and more deadly cruel. I have my dark art that fools call witchcraft. Not for nothing I have worshipped the wild gray goddess that walks in the dark, the wise one, the terrible one, the sweet huntress, flower of night, Hecate. In my house at my hearth.
My lady, he was leaving Creon's door. He is coming. Aegis is coming, the power of Athens.
Medea, rejoice! There is no fairer greeting from friend to friend. Hail and rejoice, Medea!
Rejoice? It may be so. It may be I shall rejoice before the sun sets.
Medea, what has happened to you?
Nothing.
Your eyes are cavernous and your mouth twitches.
Nothing, I am quite well. Fools trouble me. Where are you traveling from, Aegis?
From Delphi, where I went to consult the ancient oracle of Apollo.
Oh, Delphi. Did you get a good answer?
An obscure one. Some god or other has made me unable to beget a child. That is my trouble.
You've never had a child.
No, and it is bitterness.
But when misfortune comes, it is bitter to have children and watch their star-like faces grow dim to endure it.
When death comes, Medea, it is for a childless man utter despair, darkness, extinction. One's children are the life after death.
Do you feel it so? Do you feel it so? Then, if you had a dog-eyed enemy and needed absolute vengeance, you'd kill the man's children first, unchild him, and then unlife him.
I do not care to think of such horrors. What is the matter, Medea? You are trembling. Wild fever flames in your eyes.
I would not hurt my children. Their father hurts them.
What do you mean, Medea? Jason? What has Jason done?
He has betrayed and denied both me and them.
Jason has done that? Why? Why?
He has cast me off and married Creon's young daughter. And Creon this very day is driving us into black exile.
Where will you go to, Medea?
What? To death, of course. Will you shelter me in Athens?
Why, yes. Yes. I will not take you from Corinth. It would not be right. I want no trouble with Creon. I am his guest. If you, by your own means, come to Athens, I will take care of you.
You have sworn. The gods have heard you.
When will you come to Athens?
To Athens? Oh, to Athens. Why, if I come, if I live, it will be soon. The yoke's on the necks of the horses. I have some things to do that men will talk of afterwards with hushed voices, while I and my children, safe in Athens, laugh. Is that it? Farewell, Aegis. These are the gifts I'm sending to the young bride. This golden wreath and this woven gold veil. They are not without value. There's nothing like them in the whole world, or at least the Western world. The god of the sun gave them to my father's father, and I have kept them in the deep chest for some high occasion, which has now come. I have great joy in giving these jewels to Creon's daughter, for the glory of life consists in being generous to one's friends and merciless to one's enemies. You know what a friend she has been to me. All Corinth knows. The slaves talk of it. The old stones of the walls have watched and laughed. See, it is almost alive. Gold is a living thing, such pure gold. But when her body has warmed it, how it will shine. Do you not think that Creon's daughter will be glad of those gifts? She'll take them and put them on. She'll wear them. She'll strut in them. She'll peacock in them. I see him coming now. The whole palace will admire her. Stand away from me, women, while I make my sick peace.
Well, I have come. I tell you plainly, not for your sake, the children's. Where are the boys? I have made inquiry. I can find fosterage for them in Epidaurus. I'll visit them from time to time and watch that they're well kept.
You mean take them from me? Be careful, Jason. I am not patient yet. I am the one who labored in pain to bear them. I cannot smile while I lose them. But I am learning. No, Jason, I will not give up my little ones to the cold care of strangers. It would be better for them to be drowned in the sea than to live with those who do not love them. Hard faces, harsh hands. It will be far better for them to share my wandering ocean of beggary and bleak exile. They'll still be loved, and when the sky rages, I'll hold them warm against my heart. I love them, Jason. Only, if you would keep them and care for them here in Corinth, I might consent.
Don't give them to him, Medea. If you do, it will ache forever.
Be silent! Look at him. He loves them, huh? Therefore his dear children are not going to that city, but a darker city where no games are played, no music is heard. Do you think I am a cow lowing after the calf, or a bitch with pups licking the hand that struck her? Watch and see. Watch this man, women. He is going to weep. I think he is going to weep blood, and quite soon, and much more than I have wept. Watch and keep silence. Bring me those gold things. Dear ones, brave little falcons, little pawns of my agony, go ask that proud, breastless girl of her bitter charity whether she'll let you nest here until your wings fledge, while far your mother flies the dark storm. Oh, here are the things. Take them, darlings, into your little hands. Hold carefully by the cases. Don't touch the gold, or it might tarnish.
Why, these are king's treasures. You shouldn't, Medea. It's too much. Creon's house has gold enough of its own.
Oh, if she'll wear them. What should I want with woven golden vanities? Black is my wear. The woman ought to be very happy with such jewels, huh? And such a husband. Her sun is rising, mine going down. I hope to a red sunset. The little gold wreath is pretty, isn't it?
It looks like fire.
Vine leaves. The flashing, arrow-sharp leaves. They have weight, though. Farewell, sweet boys. Brave little trudging pilgrims from the black wave to the white desert. Take the stuff in. Be sure you lay it in her own hands. Come back and tell me what happens. Rejoice, women. The gifts are given. The bait is laid. The gods roll their great eyes over Creon's house and quietly smile. That robe of bright flowing gold, that bride veil, that fishnet to catch a young slender salmon. Not mute she'll sing, her delicate body writhes in the meshes. The golden wreath binds her bright head with light. She'll dance, she'll sing loudly. Would I were there to hear it, that proud one howling. Look, the sun's out again, the clouds are gone, all's gay and clear. I wish the deep earth would open and swallow us before I do what comes next. I wish all life would perish and the holy gods in high heaven die before my little ones come home to my hands.
It would be better for you, Medea, if the earth opened her jaws and took you down into darkness. But one thing you will not do, for you cannot. You will not hurt your own children.
God and my vengeful goddess are doing these things. You cannot prevent them, but you could easily fall in the same fire. Anyone running between me and my justice will reap what no man wants.
Not justice, vengeance. You have suffered evil, you wish to inflict evil. I dreamed that someone gave good for evil, and the world was amazed.
Only a coward or a madman gives good for evil. Did you hear a thin music? Like a girl screaming? Or did I perhaps imagine it? Hark. Ah! It is music! Here comes a stable witness. Old friend, catch your breath, take your time. I want the whole tale, every gesture and cry. I have labored for this.
My eyes are blistered. My throat's like a dry straw. There was a long mirror on the wall, and when her eyes saw it, she took those gold things and I watched, for I feared something might happen to her. But I never thought so horribly. She placed on her little head the bright golden wreath. She gathered the flowing gold robe around her white shoulders. But suddenly, horror began. Oh!
You are not suffering. You saw it. You did not feel it. Speak plainly.
Her face went white. She staggered a few steps, bending over, and fell into the great throne chair. Then a serving woman saw the foam start on her lips, and the eyes rolling. Some of them ran after Jason, others ran to fetch Creon, and that doomed girl started up from the chair. She ran, she was like a torch, and the gold crown like a comet streamed fire. She tore at it, but it clung to her head. The golden cloak was white hot. Blood mixed with fire ran down, and she fell. She burned on the floor, writhing. Then Creon came and flung himself on her, hoping to choke that rage of flame. But it ran through him. His own agony made him forget his daughters. The fire stuck to the flesh. It glued him to her. He tried to stand up. He tore her body and his own. The burnt flesh broke in lumps from the bones. They lie there, eyeless, disfaced, untouchable. I have no more.
You have told good news. Well, I'll reward you. As for those people, they will soon die. Their woes are over too soon. Mine are not. Jason's are not. Laugh and be glad, we have accomplished it. Our enemies were great and powerful. They were full of cold pride. They ruled all this country. They are down in the ashes, crying like dogs, cowering in the ashes, in their own ashes. They went down with the sun, and the sun will rise and not see them again. Loathing is endless. Hate is a bottomless cup. I will pour and pour. Children!
Oh, my little ones, my babes, my own. Never shall my own babes be hurt. Look, their sweet lips are trembling. I frightened them with those wild words. Look at their proud young eyes. My eaglets, my golden ones. Oh, sweet small faces. Like the pale wild roses that bloom where the cliff breaks toward the brilliant sea, the delicate form and color, the dear, dear fragrance of your sweet breath.
My lady, make haste. Take them and flee away from here.
Would you say that this child has Jason's eyes? They are his cubs. They have his blood. As long as they live, I shall be mixed with him. Children, it is evening. See, evening has come. Come, little ones, into the house. Evening brings all things home. It brings the bird to the bough, and the lamb to the fold, and the child to the mother. We must not think too much. People go mad if they think too much.
No, no, no.
What has happened?
It is done. It was destined when she was born. Now it is done.
Who is coming?
Oh.
Where is that murderess? Where is Medea? Tell me at least whether she took my boys with her. I'll take my sons away to the far end of the earth. Is she lying in there? Open, open, open. Help me to break the bolt.
What feeble night-bird overcome by misfortunes beats at my door? Can this be that great adventurer, the famous lord of the seas and delight of women, the heir of rich Corinth?
What's that stain on your hand?
The wine I was pouring for you spilled on my hand. Dear were the little grapes that were crushed to make it. Dear were the vineyards.
I came to kill you, Medea. like a caught beast, like a crawling viper. Give me my sons that I may save them from Creon's men.
I'll let you look at your sons. Bring them across the doorway that he may see them.
I knew it already. I knew it before I saw it. No wild beast could have done it.
I have done it because I loathed you more than I loved them.
Did you feel nothing? No pity? Are you pure evil? I should have killed you the day I saw you.
You had love and betrayed it. Now, of all men, you are utterly the most miserable. As I of women.
Only give me my boys, the little, pitiful, violated bodies, that I may bury them in some kind place.
To you, you would betray even the little bodies, coin them for silver, sell them for power. No.
Let me touch their dear flesh. Let me touch their hair.
No, they are mine. They are going with me. Go down to your ship, Argo, and weep beside it. That rotting hulk on the harbor beach, drawn dry as strand, never to be launched again. Even the weeds and the barnacles on the warped keel are dead and stink. That's your last companion and only hope. For some time, one of the rotting timbers will fall on your head and kill you. Meanwhile, sit there and mourn, remembering the infinite evil and the good that you made evil. Now I go forth to wander under the cold, clear eyes of heaven, those weakness-despising stars. Not me they scorn,